In early 2003, my family and I were sitting around the dining room table one evening, just finishing up supper, when suddenly my pregnant wife started to feel woozy. She had been known to have severe bouts of vertigo, plus a little morning sickness, all-day sickness, and she felt awful. She said to me, "Paul, I feel like the room is spinning." Well, before I could say anything, within moments, I was feeling it too, and so were the kids. We were all sitting around the table looking at each other. It felt like we were on a boat, rocking back and forth. We looked at the glasses of milk on the table and suddenly realized we were experiencing an earthquake right here in Guadalajara. The house we were renting at the time was built on the steep side of a mountain, with 7 levels from the street down to the master bedroom at the bottom. I was thinking that any minute the whole house could slide right down the mountainside like an avalanche. "Let's get out of here," I suggested. So we all ran up the stairs and out the front door into the street. What a cool and unusual feeling to be standing on solid concrete and feel it sliding back and forth under your feet. Actually, it was kind of nauseating and I wanted to throw up. Some of the kids huddled together, while others of us staggered around like we had too much to drink. After a minute or two, everything finally stopped moving, and we cautiously went back inside. In the kitchen, the hanging fruit basket was still swinging back and forth. Water in the dispenser was still sloshing around. We inspected the house and found no significant damage. Just a few small cracks in the walls that weren't there before, and a closet door that closes by itself now. Friends reported later that groceries were falling off the shelves at the supermarket, and ceiling tiles were falling down on the audience at the movie theater. The quake registered a magnitude of 7.6, and the epicenter was just off the southern coast of Colima, about 140 miles away. Fortunately, we were far enough away that the shockwaves were relatively mild here in Guadalajara. There were no casualties or reported injuries that I am aware of. Many times, natural disasters are attributed to the wrath of God, or at least called acts of God. But actually, everything is an act of God. He is God, and everything is under His control. I found it interesting that, in God's providence, several Catholic churches and cathedrals in town reported damage due to the earthquake. Ancient stone architecture, hundreds of years old. A stone pillar fell down in Mecca, along with a statue of San Santiago, cracked plaster ornamentation, crumbled arches, yet our own little church building suffered no damage whatsoever. We just thanked God for His merciful protection. Over the years living in Mexico, we have felt the tremors and aftershocks of several more earthquakes in and around Guadalajara. When the Earth's massive tectonic plates move as they sometimes do, we are reminded of the awesome power of our great Creator God. Thank you so much for listening to this true story from Memoirs of Mexico. If you enjoyed this story, or if it was a blessing to you, please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. That would be a blessing to me. I upload a new true story every day. If you like to read, you can also order Memoirs of Mexico in paperback or ebook on Amazon.com. There's a link in the description. Thanks again for listening.